Hello, folks. Welcome back to this episode where we are starting in the Champions League group or the league phase proper. Pardon me. Since you were last with me, we've been doing really rather well. Um, since dispatching Ludogorets 2-1, we beat Skalica 4-0, and we also beat Petržalka 3-0 away from home. So we are now all set to play Lyon. There has been some movement in terms of transfers since the last episode. So Marcelli has gone out on loan to Brescia, or Brescia, and we have brought in some reinforcements at the back. So we have brought in Leandro, who is a 21-year-old Brazilian wing-back. So he has got a decent amount of potential there. He's got some decent-ish stats. His marking and passing isn't the best. His teamwork's not great either, but he will do. He came in for a grand total of how much? 150,000. We have also rather speculatively, I must admit, which is a bit stupid on my part because it was the best part of $250,000. But we've also brought in Victor Innocent from Sunderland from memory. Yeah. And actually, he's got slightly better potential. But again, I think he might be one that we're going to sell him for a profit at some point, but he may well develop quite nicely. He is currently sat in the under 19 squad. Prussia want him on loan. And we've also brought in Wanderson, who is a centre back. Again, decent amount of potential. There's not a lot out there on the market, but he is a big lad at 6'3", good jumping reach, good heading, good tackling, good marking, terrible at passing, which surprises me for a Brazilian. But that's a major generalization, I realise. So going into today's game, let's see how we are going to set up. So we are going to click on opposition instructions. Suda is currently playing. Sure, that's fine. We'll play him as a fullback. We're going to ignore the rest. So in terms of, I'm going to do a quick pick. And we are going to whack you down as a. He doesn't like being put on defend, but that's fine. Zaidi is tired, you are coming out. Shversky is tired, you are coming out. Gudrum, unfortunately, is tired, and I think he's been in great form. Actually, we're going to keep him in, tired or not. I don't think. Yeah, again, goodness gracious me. Yeah, this is the problem with so many fixtures, trying to balance these things. But I mean, what we can do actually, rather than play a tired Gudrum, we are going to play. No, we're not going to play you either. We're going to keep with that plan until I think of something slightly better. One thing for sure is that Marek Liska is going to play as an inverted forward because he is playing very, very well. Whoever this is going to be a wing back in that case, and I think that person is going to be. Yeah, we'll give it to Josef Marko. Why not? I don't think Anton Say is eligible. He is the one that is constantly missing out because just because of eligibility. We just have too many players, and yeah, he just can't get a game. So Gudrum, you're staying. What that does mean is that Hussein Basic is going to come in. That is absolutely fine. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all we can do, to be honest. Cochrane can come in. Cochran can come in, but he is not getting the game, frankly. So we've got one tired Goodrum, and I think everyone else is going to be okay. Yeah, Duda is tired, tired. But yeah, we're just going to push on nonetheless because I think, I mean, we could play, gosh, it's Koval in as a deep line playmaker, and if it all goes horribly wrong, then we can make that change. Do I dare put in Volisak, Volishak? Do I dare put him in? Might have to, just because I really don't want to have tired players. I'd rather us, and I think Callas had a good game. He came on and did well last game, and I know that's all very all seems a bit. I'm judging things based on form, but I can't think of a better way to do it, quite frankly. And the only person that I really want in is Goodrum, and he is tired, but you're just gonna have to get on with that, to be honest. Mitsuda is also tired. Do I have? I potentially have some cover for him because I can play Barnes out there, and I can always bring in Milosavljevic in defence. Okay, that is fine. So we're going to go with this. Yeah, brilliant. Okay. Be brave. Commit to it, Dan. Okay. So it is the Champions League phase proper, and I'm really looking forward to this. I've actually rushed through a bunch of. There are other things that I really should be doing with my Easter holiday, but I'm so excited to get to this point that I've just rushed through things. So I think I'm going to stop recording for the day once I've done this one, as that'll either be a good thing or a bad thing. We shall see. Good form. They're a good team. Petrjalka, we always want to keep playing well. We're playing to win the game, of course. We want to score the first goal. There we go. That glorious music. Gonna let that play. But I'm gonna turn things down a little bit on the high side for me. Yeah. It's weird actually. I looked into the stadium, and apparently the stadium can be expanded to 30,000, but there is no option. Just thinking about it because I'm looking at the stadium right now. Apparently, according to the game, it can be expanded to 30,000 from 22 and a half, I think. But it's not an option when I try to bring it up with the board. Not that we're constantly hitting 22,500 because we're not. I think we've only sold about 17, 18,000 for this game. But we shall see. Who in earth are these team? Is this one of those weird? Is this one of those weird uh, football manager things where, because of licensing, it doesn't actually tell you the real name? Lunari. Well, that's clearly Inter Milan. So yeah, I think it is a licensing thing. So I wonder, is that must be Napoli? Yeah, I think that's Napoli. It's a licensing thing. Okay, right. At least we know who they are. Because I was like, why is their coefficient so high when I've never heard of them? So on a previous episode, I must look like a right jet. Okay. Oh wow. Well, that's my first proper glitch playing Football Manager. My headphones died. I don't think there's a lot of battery in these, to be honest. I've got them plugged in, but then they just I think they unplugged themselves and everything died. So if the yeah, there's a horrendous cut in there because I tried to stop recording, but the game kept playing because I didn't press stop. And so yeah, anyway, we've scored a goal, which is great news. So apologies for that. That is the first real clangor I think I've dropped when recording, and it would happen in our first Champions League game proper, if that makes sense, when we score a goal. But good news um, that we're currently winning, and we haven't given Leon yet much of an opportunity. But at this level, teams quite often only need one opportunity, and we do have a highlight here. Um, Goodrum, I think, has just lost the ball there. Can we win it back with our high press? Leon seems to be. Oh, you have been sold there, sir. I have no idea who that was, but yeah, the left back there, or the person playing. Is that Marco? Yeah, Marco just got absolutely done there by the right winger. Goodrum is absolutely gassed. He is done. I think we're going to have to substitute him fairly quickly in the second half. Yeah, okay. Yeah, happy, happy, happy. Happy so far. But I might not be happy for too much longer because Leon have a corner, which they've worked on something here. There's a bit of an interesting one too. Oof, they've hit the bar. It's a really interesting one too. I've never seen that. Corner taker plays it to the person on the outside of the box. You just play it back first time. Interesting. But we have another highlight here. Ooh, I thought we were in trouble there. Okay, Hussein Basic. Karas has taken advantage of that, but hits it straight at the goalkeeper. That was a one-on-one. That really should have been 2-0. Okay. Um, well, the highlights after a reasonably slow first half are starting to ramp up. Goodrum has got the ball here. He switches it out to Liska or Lishka. No idea. But we have lost the ball again in midfield. But Mr. Suda sorts that out. Liska, I'm going to commit to that again. He's lost the ball, but he's won it back. My gosh, this is nerve jangling stuff. Karas is there and he's hit the post. Oh dear, dearie me. We've looked bright and we've looked dangerous. It's just a shame that we're not converting more of these opportunities. Okay, so we have some tired legs and some underperformers. So we are going to play. Um, Mihailovsky has been complaining that he's not getting enough game time, and then he's thrown a little bit of a paddy. Um, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play Karas as a inside forward, and I'm going to bring on Harry Leonard up front, and that's going to be absolutely fine. I do think there are going to be substitutions to be made later, but that's what I'm going to commit to for now because we have some very tired boys um, who need substituting immediately. Okay, so Mitsuda with the throw in, Karas as an inside forward gives the ball away rather cheaply there, but wins it back and gives it away immediately. I'm regretting not putting on a proper winger, but we will see what transpires. Lovely interchange of play there by Leon players, and that's a great cross and the header. was very, very close. So let's consider that a warning, shall we? Um, yeah, I know he's tired. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to bring in Barnes as an inverted fullback, and we are going to bring on Milosavljevic and swap them around because Volashak is right-footed, despite being a left. You can play as a left back as an inverted fullback. Okay, good to know. These are all very good things to know. Are there any other changes? Marco's having an absolute mare, so off you come. Yeah, I'm not tolerating that nonsense. So we've got one sub left, um, and I've done a lot of like for like, so hopefully I won't regret ringing all those changes so quickly. Leon, look, they are looking dangerous now. So I think what we're going to do, and we are going to start to flag. So I'm going to work on the control possession tactic and just play a little bit more sensibly, hoping that we can still press the ball high, but we can also just play a little bit within ourselves. We've got tired legs, so I think we're going to have to take Koshitskoval off and live with the fact that for 15 minutes we have no more substitutions. Karas and Pavlovic, who I've kept on, and passes it to Leonard, and we have 2-0. I would like to think that is game over now. Football Manager commentary bar. Yeah, really well worked goal. Yeah, Leonard's had enough time in the box to take a touch and turn, and that doesn't change my plans there at all. So, this is all currently going really rather well, but we do have some very, very um, tough games coming up. Barcelona at home, Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. Um, I don't think we get any gate receipts from these games. Um, but yeah, imagine if we did. My goodness gracious me. But hopefully, this result will inspire more people to come to the next home game in the Champions League because we could do with a packed house. I imagine when Barcelona come to town, it will be packed out. But that is absolutely wonderful, and um, we get some prize money to go with that. Others might write us off. We always believe in ourselves and that spirit today. Just going through today. Yeah, we play some lovely stuff. It was a choice for her. It was at times good. Yeah. Well, look at that. That is absolutely superb. 2.4 million for our trouble, and yeah, um, so that puts us in a much healthier financial position than we have been previously. We are well within our wage budget. We do have a little bit of transfer money to spend. I'm not quite sure when the transfer window in Slovakia is going to end, but yeah, we may need to look into getting in just looking at if there is anything that we can opportunistically, um, yeah, any players that we can bring in on an opportunity, because there's nothing really from my scouting screaming out at me. Certainly within those ages, but we could potentially just open that up a bit and see if there is anything. Let's take that off center. Yeah, I mean there are some players, David Watson, Alan Macy. You're rated incredibly highly, but I just cannot think of a home for you. It would have to be as a wing back, even though apparently your strongest position is a libero. I'm not messing around with that kind of tactic. The only other thing you've got going for you is that you can play on the left, but I think we're fairly well stocked. We may have bought cheap and bought poorly, just in terms of that potential. But um, I don't think that you're much better than some of these lads that we've brought in. Let's compare you to Petr Hrenko. Yeah, you're better in a number of respects, but he is someone that we want to develop. So, okay. All right. Well, thanks very much, folks. As always, nice and short and sharp episode. And I think, oh yeah, Galatasaray. That's going to be fantastic. So I will show you Galatasaray because I think that'll be interesting. And then the episode after that, I think will be um, Barcelona. In fact, I might give Galatasaray a miss, and yeah, we'll okay, put a cut in here, Dan. All right, folks. In terms of where we go next, I'm tempted. There's a part of me that's tempted to show Galatasaray, but I think I might just make a run for Barcelona, and because I think that is an absolutely massive game. We've got Tonava at home, who are second in the league at the moment, and yeah, I mean the league is going incredibly well. We've got this ticking over quite nicely. I could show you Tonava, but actually, I just think uh, Barcelona coming to town has to be it, and yeah, we'll know more about how the league is unfolding by the time we get to late October in the safe. So thanks very much for watching as always, and I will see you very, very soon. Take care. Bye bye.